So I think every one of us has a Mercedes that we really admire since young. And for me, I have one, and this is the one. This is a R129 model, or the SL320. That's what it's called. So it's an inline, the famous inline six. And this vehicle came in variety of engines. So it came with V8. It had the V12 in it. That was the SL600, or the special one where it's the SL73. Now, for this project, we wanted to sort after a very particular. The criteria was quite easy, where we wanted something that was still, where the interior was in relatively good condition, the body wise it was all straight. We didn't really care about the powertrain because we were going to swap in the V12. So the V12 is from S-Class that we got, and half cut, and that's what's going to go in here. So I thought, while I explain some of the things we were looking at and my thoughts on it, and I thought I'd take you guys for a drive, and then from there we see how it is. So we got this car about maybe 2 months back, 3 months back, but we were searching for the vehicle a very, very long time. And the thing with these older vehicles is, so the thing is, you either wait for a really good deal to come by, that you don't really mind how the condition is, or you go on the hunt and search for something that suits you. And we didn't want to just accept anything that was in the market. There was very specific things that we wanted. And the one thing that I didn't know when I was looking for this car is, this R129 models, they have something called a panoramic roof, and I didn't know that existed at all. Like, I had no idea. So I loved it from young, the car, the overall shape. I liked it when the top was down and stuff like that, but I never knew that they had a panoramic roof. So the owner was the one who actually told me regarding it. And yeah, so we went on a quest on search or something like that. A lot of the models that we found, a lot of them were, so someone bought the roof and put it on top, the panoramic roof, so you can still get them. But this vehicle actually came like that. So this model actually came with a panoramic roof, and to me that was a very good criteria, like a very good check mark off the list, because every bit of it, like every piece of the interior, it's here. And a lot of times when we build back these classic vehicles, the hardest thing to do is actually finding all these interior bits. Look, it's a lot of stuff is turning almost like powder, but everything is there. Like, if you can see, like the dashboard is complete, the cluster is there. It doesn't look the best, but everything is there. And yeah, so hence why for me, when I'm building cars like this, I tend to look for, the bodies has to be in like absolute good condition, the interior has to be complete, exterior trims, if possible, has to be complete, and this car checked all the marks. So the one thing, and also what made the process so much easier, was the seller was a gentleman named Darwin. I can't remember what was his shop name. I'll probably put it up somewhere. So he has been in the classic industry for the longest time. For me, when it comes to four-wheel drives, you all can ask me anything. I think I'm pretty well versed. But when it came to this Mercedes, it definitely it took me some time to know what exactly am I looking at. Yet a vehicle is a vehicle, but at the same time, the R129 had its quirks. So regarding the wire harness and stuff like that. So we had to pick and choose. We had to be selective. Although when we are going to do back this build, where we are putting in the V12, having a standalone ECU to run it, Max ECU Pro, even though we're doing all that, still we want the base vehicle to be as proper. And this is a good thing, because right now this vehicle is drivable. Of course, when we first got it, the gearbox was a little funky, so I've sorted that out, changed the conductor plate, and we've serviced the valve body. So this is a 5-speed transmission. the 722.6. Yeah, and now it shifts perfectly fine. Had a issue with the power window on the driver's side. That works perfectly fine right now. And yeah, and the door latch or something like that. But that was about it. So anyhow, right now the goal is to have the owner, drive it for a bit, drive it for around until we're ready to work on it. And the things that we're planning to do, it's I would say mechanically it's more intense with the conversion and whatnot. But appearance wise, there's a couple of body kits that we're looking at that we want it to be on. There'll be a custom forged rims that are done for it as well, like SL 600s or let alone the SL 73. So for us, I think the best way was to build it, and hence why we did what we did in the search of finding his vehicle. And for Joshua, it was sort of like a bucket list. He had a few cars that is really looking after, like wanting to build. So, and this is just one of it. And I'm blessed that I get to also fulfill my childhood dreams by building it. And I think overall, like for vehicles like this, especially the Mercedes, because my brother is about to build his 190E as well, but that's a lot easier. That's almost to me like the 124, where parts are so readily available and the car entry point is still relatively cheap. But again, just because I mean cheap in the grand scheme of things, like it's not exactly cheap, but in comparison to, like, let's say the R129, parts for those cars are a lot cheaper and much more readily available. So hence why, if you all are going towards this SECs or the SLs, the older models, you've got to get something that is in a good base model, basically something that's already in good condition. We saw a couple of specimens by many famous dealers or used car people who are holding it, and now they were asking some crazy pricing, but yeah, it just didn't make sense to spend that kind of money on a vehicle that looks like that. In fact, this wasn't priced so badly. Okay, maybe because it's an SL 320, but even then it was still a good deal. And yeah, and we are very grateful that we got a car like this. Right now it runs and drives beautifully. I'm gonna pass it back to the owner, and once we are ready to build it, then you guys will see it. So this project will only start early next year. So until then, it's just to use and enjoy. I catch you guys in the next one.